Welcome to Momentum Monday. Today is October 31st, 2021. Happy Halloween, Howard. How much candy have you had today?
It's the perfect candy.
What is it?
Sweet tart.
Sweet tart. Is it? Can I buy it as an NFT or something? No,
Yeah.
it's only consumable.
I think when my teeth fall out, you can buy those with an NFT. I'll sell them.
Did your dentist sell them to you or something?
So let's go to the market. What we got?
All right. So what we got basically ever since October 15th, there's been a rally going on almost across the board, especially software tech. Ever since last week, it seems like the new leader is clean tech, clean energy stocks. I don't know, for some reason, the platform is a bit slow tonight, so just let's be patient. So anything solar or clean energy related has been on absolute fire lately, and obviously the two big leaders are Tesla, which is back about $1 trillion valuation and climbing higher, but also Enphase Energy, which is a solar name, ENPH. Also, they had amazing earnings. They broke out to new all-time high and basically pushed higher the rest of the space. And it's not just solar or electric vehicles, anything else also related. I mean, the new term is what, climate tech, something like this. So anything related to that has been really hot, like fuel cells, like B, for example, had a big breakout. Plug and BLDP, so all those names, car parts, electric vehicle batteries. So that entire space seems to be leading right now. Software obviously is still holding well. If you look at TLT, long-term treasuries, seems like they stopped falling. They kind of stabilized for the time, which means interest rates stabilized. So it is helping high multiple software names keep their ground. Yeah. What do you think?
Sam, you've got a lot of all-time highs. You've got Cloudflare on the internet side, Google.
Yes, absolutely. Let's talk about earnings. So obviously, the expression supply chain troubles or constraint is showing up in so many reports. But at this point, the market doesn't seem to care, or at least it thinks it's temporary, because Apple, Amazon, Shopify, they all missed earnings, citing basically that reason, supply chain issues. And they finished higher than where they started the week, which to me just says the market either doesn't really think those supply chain issues will remain longer with us, or currently we're in this bull market where bad news counts for nothing, and stocks just want to go higher. For example, look at Shopify. I think if it clears 1,500, it can easily go back, near all-time highs, near 1,600. Even though they missed earnings by a lot, and earnings growth is slowing down, it doesn't seem to matter at this point.
Yeah, I don't know if those numbers. The company is growing so fast, but yeah, I didn't pore over the numbers. Listen, if you really miss the market, the one that I saw that the market hated was Twilio. Amazon, yeah, but the only one I saw that the market really hated was Twilio.
And Twilio, Zen, there were a few smaller software names that kind of sold off, but what? Twilio just a gap down near its 6-month low. It's not a big deal if you look at it on a weekly. It's just consolidation.
Relative strength 13. That's about 2 years now of underperformance. So I don't know if there's competition coming in. Listen, like all software, there's just going to be open source competition to everything. The benefactors seem to be, as I keep harping on, Google, Cloud. Crypto keeps helping the behemoths like Google, more all-time highs. The other one that
Google,
was
Microsoft, both
yeah,
all-time
Microsoft.
highs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 benefiting from just the move in the cloud. I was going to say, oh yeah, Microsoft. Wow, wow. The one I was going to mention that I thought was interesting. No, I forgot. But JC had linked to a weighted value line index, and that's flagging near all-time highs. So there is some good strength. People want to buy Teslas. I will say on the supply chain, that's what I was going to say, is that Ellen dropped her phone, and I was driving around to Verizon and Best Buy, and there are no iPhones.
Wow.
So eventually, people are going to need their product. People do drop their phones, and you tend to think you go into a Verizon store and you're going to get your iPhone. So that's there's inconvenience. I went into a Best Buy and it looked like it was like a Russia. Nothing was on the shelves.
Huh.
So I think you are seeing, like you said, showing up in the earnings reports, but it's also showing up in the stores. But like you said, like, no one seems to care. People are out spending. Um,
So you're saying that this Christmas, a lot of people are not going to receive their presents, you
yeah,
know?
I think. And for all the talk of NFTs and crypto, but there's 10 million wallets. So, and then, China continues to not be able to get a leg. So America, you know, you know, the worst home in a bad or the best home in a bad neighborhood, money continues to flow into American stocks, and like you said, with rates, calming down again, even though it's from a low base.
Yeah, it seems like the Federal Reserve have no intention to raise the overnight interest rates for at least a year. They're talking about some tapering starting later this year, but tapering doesn't mean, they go from 120 billion a month to zero. They just slowly are going to decrease their purchases, which is still net positive for stocks. And all of those purchases might be replaced by private money.
Yeah.
So there's still a lot of money in the system.
The one I got wrong was Lulu. I thought the competition, and that
Yeah.
broke to more highs. So I thought the competition would really make a dent here from Instagram and Shopify and do-it-yourself and all these knockoff brands. But that's a big breakout. It broke out, then fell back into the gap. And those are the type that, if you don't take the second
It's a
entrant.
big breakout. But a lot of those retail names, like starting maybe not next, but the quarter after that, they're going to have some really high number to compare to, like here. So maybe at some point next year.
Yeah, again, a breakout's a breakout. If you're a momentum guy, congrats. It's not for the faint of heart. Even Google, back in March of 2020, Google was 1,000. So it's not a small company that's up 200% from March 2020. So it seems like, as good as the story is there, there are better times to own these things. And what is it? One, two, three, four. It's like six,
So
six break.
200%. But
Yeah,
in the Nasdaq 100 is support like 150. So just a little bit better than the Nasdaq 100.
but it was lagging going into that. So for a year or two, so it's played catch up through this whole thing. Obviously, Microsoft, and then Netflix broke out. I mean, like I've been
Yeah,
talking
Netflix
about
is so
it since
strong.
it
Yeah.
broke out. You know, all news is good news right now for some of these leaders. The weakness is in the social network stocks. Apple's putting its clamps down. Twitter looks dead. Um, as much as I love the product, I think this is on its last. With advertising as its core, they're not a native subscription business. I think they're in trouble. And then Snap, obviously, well, the valuation was crazy at over 100 billion, but so Facebook, even though they're weak too, they're the ones that are dominant in the social networking space. So I think you have to stick with the strong one there as much as, we all hate Zuck. And then where's the financial Goldman?
They're holding really well, and, consolidating constructively, kind of setting up again. So yeah, the financial sector is strong. Oil has been pulling back lately. I mean, over the past week or so. So yeah.
All right. Well, I think we covered it all. I mean, there's something there. There's momentum for a lot of people. It's seasonally a pretty good time of the year.
Yeah.
The breadth is improving. Rates are not rising. Fed looks friendly, and
We're starting to see some big breakouts in speculator stocks. Like Lucid and QS, and I mean this is a kind of risk-on market in a way. When you see all of those breaking on such tremendous volume, look at this. Like Lucid broke out on 377 million shares traded on Thursday.
Is that people playing the Tesla trade? Where's Neo?
Yes.
Where's Neo, the Chinese Tesla?
So Lucid is 45. How much is it? 60 billion is Lucid, and Neo is the same 60. But
China
looks better.
No, but I'm saying China is just not participating even in the hottest.
Well, this one is Chinese XPEV, and it's kind of setting up. So we'll see. We'll see this week. Spotify also broke out. I don't know why. I think it was after earnings. So they're doing well too.
Yeah, I went through the numbers. I didn't see the reason. I'm happy because I own it, but it's kind of in no man's land. And then Zillow, they ditched. One of my laggards. They ditched the home buying thing for now, which I think the market voted on a few times over the last 3 years. That hate it. They hate it. They want Zillow to get back to being somewhat of a tech company, not a financial company. And so the stock finally, caught a bid. So again, I think if you are a tech company, be a tech company, and if you are a financial company, be a financial company. I think the market's not really loving conglomerates. If we look at Disney, for example, you can't, as Netflix breaks out, the conglomerates,
You saw what happened to PayPal when they announced. Even though they scrapped the plans to buy Pinterest, I mean the market is still.
And same with Square when they went after and bought Afterpay. It's just kind of.
Yeah.
These are big acquisitions. The market's got to digest, but we'll see. They're not getting punished.
Well, PayPal down substantially, I would say, in this strong market. That's a pretty significant drop. I think some of the SPACs are also back. That's we talked about them last week, but here's another one that's very interesting symbol.
Oh, the Ivan.
Ivan breaking out. They're in a.
Of course, it's Ivan. It's fossil fuels.
No, they're buying one of the biggest. I think the biggest electric vehicle battery makers.
Is this your SPAC? Is this from Bulgaria?
I wish, but it's not. I have nothing to do with it.
All right. Have a great week.
All right, you too, Howard.
Happy Halloween, guys.
Yeah.